Bonjour, welcome to the Notorious D.I.D. I hope everyone is having an excellent December 2023. It is pouring down rain and windy here in South Carolina at the coast. I would say it's more windy and rainy than it usually is here when there is a tropical storm. We had heard, we're out door dashing last night, me and my daughter, and we had heard constantly that was talking about may be affected by coastal flooding, and it was just sprinkling last night when we were out, but today, here it is. I will say that we went to the doctor the other day about our back. Now, we knew we had advanced genetic disc disease. Evidently, after examination, we're going to have obviously more x-rays and MRIs and things like this. We have a compressed vertebrae. When I investigated, obviously, because you hear the different things, I'm taking medical in college, but I obviously, when it's yourself, you do a lot more of an investigation as to what that means. What it entails is evidently at some point one of our vertebrae was compressed, which means kind of like crushed in on itself and broke. The doctor said that because we've been experiencing drop foot and nerve damage and all different types of things from this, as well we should. I guess technically it's classed as you broke your back because you have a broken vertebrae. The doctor mentioned that because of insurance nowadays, they make you do so many different loops through everything and possible physical therapy before he could even do any kind of surgery. But he said there may be surgery required, obviously, and he also stated he can't guarantee that he can do anything for us, but he will do his best. And obviously, that's all anybody can do. I'm the one who's mostly been dealing with it. I've been the majority out recently. We've been having a few less of the seizures and things like this. But I've not seen Laura or heard from Laura in weeks. And I don't know. I've developed an issue with being able to tell if it's Laura that's been here or Lola, or it's just been a little bit of an issue. I'm unclear as to why that is. I will also say I have been developing mannerisms and behaviors that are not specifically mine. I standardly do not show my butt in public. I standardly have more reserve. And recently I've noticed that with the lack of the others being out, I've noticed that some of their characteristics I have been having or I've been battling. And I'm not sure if it's basically because of that, the fact that I'm having some of their characteristics, or if it's menopause, because I'm the only one that's experiencing the menopause. Woohoo, look at me. I don't recall having that issue when it was my own body. So this is brand new to me, and I am very moody. I am very quick to temper. These are things that I standardly was not and am not. It bothers me because I will catch myself I'm just very frustrated, very quick to temper, like I said. And dealing with the pain constantly and the back issue, really, at this point, at first I was very upset, because when you're told something like that, you already knew there was something really bad going on. But when you're told something like that, it kind of puts a lot of perspective into things, and then you realize that you may have to have back surgery, where the standard back surgery is you have to have bone grafting prior to that, which means you go in and take some of your bone from, I'm going to request a rib if I have it done, because I don't want nothing to do with the hips. I'm getting older. I don't want nothing to happen with my hips there. I don't want any of that going on, so rib is probably the best bet. But they'll have to do that surgery first, and then they'll have to go in and do the back surgery. And obviously, it's all a major undertaking. And we had a total knee replacement several years ago, and that was pretty bad. Well, as far as, you know, being tough on you and a lot to deal with. When we first started, I was the one that was at the front at the time, and it was prior to me even knowing about the fact that we had D.I.D. So I dealt with all of that, and I had to start doing the physical therapy and everything at the house, because the doctor we had didn't have us set up for the physical therapy, and those things are time sensitive. You've got to start moving those joints. You've got to start them. They can lock up to where you're not going to be able to use them properly if you don't start doing it immediately. So I am hoping, really, it doesn't sound right, but I am hoping that there is some kind of treatment or something that's going to help us, because right now our mobility is very bad. When I go, sometimes if I go into one place, I can't go in anywhere else for the entire day, because our back will give out. I start to bend over, because obviously the vertebrae it's crushed, you might as well say. And it's not of any use, so it's not going to give any support. I don't have full back support, and I didn't really in the first place with the arthritis, but it's more of a situation now. And even though I really thought that maybe it was a pinched nerve, or maybe it was a herniated disc, this is obviously more substantial. Neither one of those are nice, but this is more substantial. So we're going to be going through a lot next year, I already know. There's nothing about it, Stu, because I'll do whatever I have to do to get mobility back, even if it's just a little bit. It's so hard. People don't understand until they go through it how very difficult it is to not have mobility. And people will get frustrated with people that have to walk slower, or people that they have to wait for because they're walking with canes, or they're walking with walkers, or anything like that. Literally, I've had to been walking with for the most stability, because I've got balance issues with this going on. I walk with a cane, if nothing else, but it's not as good as walking with one of the wheeled, that has a wheel and has a seat, that's a walker. I have to use that most of the time. I call it my pushy. But that's just a little bit of what we're going through. I hope everybody else is having a much better time this December and this holiday. Thank you so much for coming to listen to us. I want to get, since it's just me mostly recently, I want to get more up to date with the videos. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This has been Valpray for the Notorious D.I.D. Adios.